Hi everyone, so welcome back to our channel that is Generative Mind AI. I know this is going to be really the long time since I started the posting of the video, and now I'm just going to start with a brand new series that we call as LLM Large Language Model, and you can do the mastery in the free of the cost. So I'll start with the really the basics thing. We can go with the introduction part. We'll see the different type of large language model, and we'll see the practical part how we can just implement this thing in the offline as well as online. Different type of architecture we are going to use, either is going to be GPT BERT architecture, how you can just implement on the Hugging Face. Each and everything I'm going to explain this all thing in really in much detailed details, because I've already working in my industry this all thing, the videos, and really working with the large language model industry. So I have really lot of experience with the LLM, and I will just guide you how you can just be a master in the large language model. So the first thing is going to be how the introduction part of large language model. I will just give you the really, it is going to be the short video. It's not going to take you much time. So every video which I'm just going to start is going to take approx 5 to 10 minutes, and I will just try to keep in really in the short for the first every video, so that you can be understand that the quality of the video, the each and everything of the videos. And please make a notes, or whatever you have doubts, please post me on the YouTube channel. So we'll start with the really begin with the first thing is that we call as an introduction to LLM. That's unlock the power of large language model. So why we call this one as a really a large language model? Why it's giving you so much of good accuracy whenever you are going to use something like ChatGPT, Google Bird, or somewhere anything Llama models? How you are going to give such kind of accuracy? This is because of the main point is the training data. So that training data, how they have just came across to collect that large language of the data, because whatever the model which you are just going to train for the large language model, that might be a complex model, but you need a data set, and that data set is going to be collected by the user or whatever the company they have. Either is going to be a free of cost, and they need to pay for the data set. So they are just really collecting all the data, text data from the books, from the article, from the website, and different type of resource where they are going to find for the text data, mainly because this is going to be the for the text data. It's not going for any of the image for now. The second thing is basically is that how they are just going to go allow the training of the allow to learn the patterns in the grammar context, and even some of the reasoning and this all thing. So you can have collect the different type of text data. Even you can just find nowadays they are using image captioning type of model, like converting from text data to image data. You there is real example is DALI 3, DALI 2. There is already available in the market. This all thing which I will just cover this all thing topics in this whole series. So this is going to be the first video. You don't have to carry about this all thing. We can just move in the next slide. The next slide is all about the complex architecture. So complex architecture, again, I'm not going to really deep in this all thing. I will just say why we are using LLM models. So basically here the complex architecture is really the key point of the large language model, because you can just find there is really peak in the Nvidia GPUs, because the power of GPU you have, everything you have the training data set. Once you have architecture, you can easily train on the multiple GPUs power. So that's why GPT but they are really in the high peak, because they have the resources to implement, they have the training data to implement. Only the thing is that how they can just implement on the different type of GPUs they have. So this is basically you can whatever the transformer model, I hope so you came from the NLP concept. You might learn about the RNN LSTM. There was problem of long-term dependencies. So then we move with the attention-based mechanism. We move with the transformer model, and then after we started more research on developing some advanced transformer model that we call as GPT model, GPT-2, GPT-3, and then say for BERT model, T5 model. This all thing which we are going to discuss in the whole series. So the architecture that enable LLM to handle the long-term dependency, and that was really the problem in the, you can just find any of the sequence type of model like LSTM and RNN, but there was not any problem with this large language model. They are able to handle this thing in the parallel way. The third point is really the important point, how you can just use your large language model in the much higher ability place. Like it is going to capture your performance with the various type of NLP tasks. Like you can go with the text generation, you can go with the translation, you can go with the summarization, you can go with the question and answer, you can go with the semantic analysis. So you can just perform as much as you can different type of things, different type of application with the help of large language model. Because once you are able to create a large language model, even in the GPT, chat GPT, I'll just show you that how we can just use the APIs of chat GPT, and then after you can start on researching, and then after you can just perform some transition, summarization, question answering. Even you can use in your application, in your website, or whenever you can just use. The second point is about this thing is that it can be a fine tune for the specific application or industry. Even you have something, suppose you have a chat GPT API, you have chat GPT models, and then top of that you want to fine tune your model based on your data set. You can even perform this thing because it is going to be your data set, and then you are going to use their model, their pre-trained model. They are going to weigh their weights. Only the thing is that you are just training, like you are just fine tuning your model. That is, this thing is available in the large language model. The fourth point is basically scalability. It's like how you can just scale your model in the large scale, because whenever you are performing any of the large language model, you are training that model weight and model parameter is going to be really in the GB terms, and how you can just give in the real time response. Because whenever you are going to take any of the model that has billion of the parameters, and this thing again I am going to discuss in much detail, because whenever you are performing in a GPT, they have 75 billion, 70, 100 billion, more than that billions of parameters. Even we are really don't know, they are really hidden from us. So that is how you can just scale this thing. You will have different type of scale. They are going to use different type of performance. They have their capabilities. They have different type of resources, which is going to be really added in the GPU training. For the inference part, for the real time user, they are just providing, they are doing some quantization and this all thing. Again, this thing again I'm going to explain in much details. This was really the introduction part, that how you can just come up that about the large language model, how you can use the power of large language model in the real industry. And then after, in the next video, we can start with the some application, like where you can just use the LLM model. Because at the end, whenever you are reading or whenever you want to learning, you are using for the any of the industry, or you are going to use for the any personal project, this all thing you can just implement with the whole series of watching this video. So thank you for this whatever you have just learned in this video. We are going to connect in the second video. Thank you so much.